I do feel like they need.
Okay.
Okay, Lena. So that is a decent. That's a decent mid game kind of core. It's not as much of like a. I will. Okay, Lena can actually carry late game. I think Lena's actually pretty decent. It's just that obviously if you slow her down from snowballing, she can feel kind of weak. Whereas an SF just.
Hey.
So there's the TA. Okay, so that's kind of what I was expecting
I
with
actually
this
really like
draft.
Signify's draft. Other
I
than the clone
also
base.
do. I do as well with the Lena effect. I think Lena can be blown up in this game incredibly easily.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Timber and Axe don't have good side lanes, like they can be blown up too. It's
Yep.
a cool Timber set though, so I'm kind of rooting for him just because he looks neat.
He does look pretty neat. One
What's
of
that thing on his head?
the many keen in this game. Getting the lore. Not actually in this game, but in Dota in general. So Timber
He's the
played by
only
Gabby.
keen in this game.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
for sure.
Yes. Everybody else, there's an Oglody, which is Axe. Everybody else is like, I don't know. Leon is probably human. I don't know what T is. Morphling's a freaking water.
10 seconds.
I don't know what Bristleback is. I don't know what Slardar is. Shadow Demon's a demon, so we kind of know what some of these heroes are. Night Stalker has his own race of people that have been killed by Coddle. Coddle genocided his entire race essentially. So
No wonder he wants it to always be dark.
I would
Good
too if I were
God.
him. So this should be a pretty interesting game. I think if Signify can get off to a fast start, they can get TA and Morphling off to a fast start. They can easily crush a lot of these heroes. Not only that, you have to deal with the Bristleback. Slaughter getting a Blink Dagger will be big. I really like Signify's draft, but I think that Clutch Gamers are just a way better team. So I don't know. That's tricky.
I think so too. I think it's definitely a slippery slope for Clutch though. If any of these, like they kind of picked 3 snowballing cores versus heroes that can flash farm really quickly. 3 heroes that can flash farm really quickly. I think if this game naturally goes late, really the only hero that farms heavily on the side of Clutch Gamers is Lena, and even that hero can feel kind of useless.
Yeah.
If it falls off. I actually saw a game earlier today of it was part of the Super Major, and there was a Lena mid, and I believe it was LGD versus Mineski, and LGD basically recognized that they had way better late game, and all they needed to do was shut down the Lena from snowballing because really she was the only late game that could potentially contest their late game, and all they did was counter gank. They played like massive wimps the entire game, killed exclusively the Lena, and it was such an easy game. It's like 17k gold lead or something like that. So I feel like when you pick a draft like this, you can definitely have an enemy team that recognizes your win condition and like very easily punishes it. With that being said, obviously this depends heavily on the skill of these individual core players because they are snowbally heroes, and everything that I just said about Signify's draft being better in the late game, much like Mineski or so much like LGD's, will completely fall off if they're dealing with snowballing heroes. Like a Timber who's snowballing, who has Bloodstone charges, who can walk around and he can farm. The reason he's not a late game core is because he can fall off to the point where he's just a support. He doesn't get those items. But if he does snowball, then obviously he's amazing. Same with the Lena, same with the Axe. So it just depends on how these lanes go, really.
It's going to be a defensive tri lane for Signify for now, which is very interesting, which means that this top lane, Bristleback, he's obviously very good when he can get levels, but early on into the game, he's very squishy. Or not very, but he is squishy. He can die.
I think
but it's a Timbersaw, so
I
don't know how they kill him.
I think Night Stalker just leaves. Like, why sit here up against a Bristleback?
They're not going to do anything. If they rotate, if they had the Winter Wyvern and, like, I don't know, the Night Stalker up here, maybe they get the skill. But with Gabby, like, they won't do any damage. Timbersaw will do nothing to this hero until he gets levels.
I think Gabby just wants the solo experience.
I would too if I were him, but Wyvern is going to pull the wave, which is nice for bottom for Clutch Gamers, so the Axe can actually get farm. Eventually, this will get easier for Skylark. I think Skylark will probably be able to cut the wave again, or as an Axe, he probably can cut the wave at some point, even though he's against Shadow Demon, which can just make illusions of him, which is kind of tricky, but...
This is a really nice play, actually, against a tri-lane with Morph. Like, Morph is sitting there thinking he's all hot shit, this carry. Like, oh, I'm going to get every last hit because I have billion damage. Supports are sitting there. Dude, I love seeing that as an off-lane player, because you know that if it wasn't for this Winter Wyvern doing this, you would just have 5 minutes of getting completely zoned by 2 heroes with Morphling denying literally everything.
Yep.
But this is just beautiful. This is a
makes
work
your
of
life
art to me.
a lot easier. And of course,
Yes.
Blizzard is going to push this wave out too, because this is now the waves under the tower. Clutch Gamers have played this perfectly. Skylark will probably get level 3 off this at some point if they.
And look at the supports. What can the Signify supports do?
He's just trying to leech. He's trying to leech the experience for no chance. That's literally all he's doing right now. That will get him level 2, which is nice, but is he actually going to go for this deny?
Couldn't even get the side pull off.
Wow, he actually almost got. Oh, no chance. He's going to bring the wave back, which is actually not that good. Skylark can just cut. Oh, he's spinning. That's very dangerous. Blizzard needs to be very careful of that. It's only level 1 counter helix, which is fine. In the meantime, Bristleback getting run down by the Night Stalker. This lane will get a lot easier for him. He's only at 5 last hits. Of course, he's tied with the Axe. Gabby sitting at 10 last hits. Gabby, probably one of the highest individually skilled players in SEA. In my opinion, he's one of my favorite players to watch. Ajit is another one of those two. Both of them on the same team makes it for a lot of fun Dota to happen. The issue is that this is a pretty rough draft for them, even with all these shenanigans happening elsewhere. I think this is going to be a very important start to this game for Clutch Gamers. If they don't get off to this snowballing start, which you've mentioned numerous times, I have a feeling that they just lose this game, to be honest, even against a team that is Signify, which, of course, a team that is not nearly as good individually skilled as Clutch Gamers are.
Yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I do the best. I'm a great summer upper of things.
That's good. That's good. You put things together, and I break them apart.
Yeah, I set them up, you knock them down, baby, or vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. Or whatever. Yeah,
I don't know.
Versa. Some bowling analogy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This Morphling gets 12 denies. That shouldn't surprise me, but it does. Meanwhile, the Axe is going to get caught with Soulcatcher and the Disruption. They're going to try to go here. Skylark will take a lot of damage to the waveform. The dive coming in. He does have a salve, and he will survive. Even there's no Shadow Poison, and no chance needs to be careful with the Battle Hunger. And if Yul had just a little bit more range and a little bit more damage from the Arctic Burn, that would have been a kill into no chance. But it's a lot of time invested for that Axe kill. They couldn't find it.
For every minute that passes in this lane where they don't destroy this lane as a tri-lane, it gets so much exponentially worse for Signify. Like, they need to kill Skylark on this Axe. They can't be tri-laning this lane in this current patch.
Yeah, because Gabby, conversely, will get very fast levels, even Boombox, whereas the Morphling will be like 2 levels behind at some point in the near future. And also the support's not getting any levels is the other big thing, too.
I feel like Boombox should really be helping out mid right now, because he doesn't need to. Okay, he's heading there, because he really doesn't need to be top at all. Just kind of leeching experience.
Yeah, I agree.
In mid, like he has all this space mid because bot is going so well, and actually he's heading bot.
That's fine too. I think they could probably get kills.
Yeah, that's definitely fine. That's better than going top.
They want to hit Blizzard with the Arctic Burn, and they do. He does have the attribute shift, but he's not using it. They find no chance. Boombox has a haste rune. This should be a kill. No chances. Use the Guardian Sprint. If they have another Void, they can get this kill. I think they're going to dive him. Void him up, and that should be the kill, and it will be. With Battle Hunger, that's first blood. Skylark is very happy. Soulcatcher will come out with the Disruption, but there's no follow-up. The Morphling doesn't want to run in, because if he does and he gets spin on, he will die. Also, Boombox, very important hero this game because of the silence. If you can get the silence off, they can kill this Morphling really easily once Skylark gets more move speed or like a blink or something.
Yeah.
So
it's a little hard, but they have decent setup for it if they can get the Axe call. I mean, you can even do a Wyvern ulti from Fog and it's worth it if you can kill the Morphling.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
And set up the silence.
I do want to point out mid lane is going very well for the TA as expected. Swifty, not a better player than Najee, but in terms of the matchup, this is a lot easier for him. Bottom lane, they're going to go on Skylark here now. Let's see if they can get this kill. Waveform comes out. He has 10 stick charges. The Cold Embrace will come through. They want to try to find damage on somebody. They're going to try to find Mr. Crowl. Void will come out. He doesn't have Disruption save, and he should be dead here. Soulcatcher does hit. Skylark's in trouble, actually, but they can't chase him down. The Adaptive Shift, or Adaptive Strike's not enough damage, and now Boombox, he's going to hunt her in the night and try to get away, and they're both going to survive somehow. And Clutch Gamers get out of a tricky situation and lose nobody. Meanwhile, Swifty dives and kills Lena mid, which is huge.
Solo killed. Wow.
That's really bad for Clutch Gamers, actually, that he dies there.
That is quite possibly the worst thing that could happen in this game.
Yes, I agree. And they're all battling bottom, so they can't TP in and defend him, from the dive. So, yeah, that's pretty brutal stuff. In the meantime, they're going to find no chance. Yul will trade his life away if they can get that kill, but he's going to get back to the shrine and should survive against Boombox. Shadow Demon's going to come over. Boombox has to run, and he will do so. Yeah, this Lena dying is really bad because It's not like he's not like a TA who could take ancient stacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He can jungle kind of quickly, and he does have good flash farm himself, but I don't know.
It's not an ancient flash farmer, and also just Lina as a hero is kind of a hero. It's like Queen of Pain. Like it functions the best with a lead.
Boombox is dead. He fed away a kill. It looks like. Yep. Good crush, and he'll try to deny. Nice, he does.
Ooh, nice deny.
Very good deny. That's the one creep that will do that. Any other ancient creep there probably doesn't get that deny off.
Yeah, that creep does a massive amount of damage for some reason.
Ancient Prowler Shaman is the dumbest creep in the game. I guess they thought, oh, here's the trade-off. We'll just give it so it doesn't have any magic resistance like the rest of the Ancients. Great. It's still dumb. It's still one of the... It's honestly, I think I hate it out of any creep in the game. It is my least favorite by far.
Oh, I hate that. I swear to God, it'll be night. Everything will be sleeping, and one will just walk up to me and petrify.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Let me just give you the petrify. Let me reduce your armor real quick.
You're going to be sleeping. What are you doing? Like,
yeah. Ancient Prowler Shaman is the dumb creep. I mean, it's cool that they added something to the game, but I don't like it. I know I'm being a mean old man here. Meanwhile, Mr. Crowl is dead again, it looks like, on this Shadow Demon. He's throwing up the Shadow Poison stacks. Great, you got 2 on Skylark, but ooh, he's got 3.
4?
And attack. Oh, Illusion. Dead. Skylark gets the kill. Very important. He's well on his way to his Vanguard and his Tranquil Boots. In the meantime, Gabby secures the top tier 1 tower. It looks like Negi cannot lane here, which is very surprising. Gabby seems to be owning at this point.
That's a pretty common... I mean,
really?
Timber's like a hard counter to Bristle, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's true. I don't know. I think of Bristleback being really tanky, even against a Timbersaw. I don't know why. But it's true. Gabby probably does a lot of damage to him, to be honest.
It's like a... If you know the matchup, you should beat the Bristleback 100% of the time. It's something where you could see a Bristle lose or Bristle beat the Timber if the Timber isn't experienced in the matchup. But with how Gabby skilled, you can tell that he's done this before.
Yeah.
Like if you go for 2 points in Whirling Death early, you actually won't have enough. You won't be able to sustain the you won't be able to sustain the Quill Spray. Even though it's a strength hero, you'd maybe want to do that. You actually won't have enough to sustain the Quill Spray, and the Bristle can get enough of a lead that you actually can't come back from that sometimes.
I see.
But if you go for the second point reactive and you pressure with that level 1 Whirling Death, you can kind of get past it. You also have to go for a point in Timber Chain, because you really need to hunt him down and cause him to leave the lane, because if... Oh, I'm rambling on.
No, you're fine. It's okay. I was still listening. It's just that they ran at the enemy supports, and Ajit getting that kill is very important. And actually, he's kind of recovered. I know he's still behind the TA, but like he's ahead of the Morphling now. I think Clutch Gamers, they're getting farm for all 3 of their
6 stacks on Boombox. That's a lot of stacks. That's 7 stacks. I've never seen 7 stacks. He's about to take 420 blaze of damage.
He's dead. They wanted to give the kill to Swifty, so Mr. Crowl doesn't use the Shadow Poison activation. And it's only level 1 Shadow Poison, but he would have died anyway, to be fair.
That's 470 damage. That's a huge amount for level 1 ability.
Shadow Poison, like in general, if you can actually get the stacks, it is a surprising amount of damage. Especially when you get to level 2 and 3. Level 3 especially is when you start really doing damage. I don't know if he's gonna max it though. I think people usually do max the Shadow Poison.
Oh, here's the Axe Wyvern duo at the Ancients.
Cold Embrace. He's got a Vanguard, and he just used his Culling Blade to get a CS on a creep, which is always nice. They have double Vanguard. Axe and Timber Vanguard. Meanwhile, they get a kill on Boombox, whatever, not a big deal. Desolator actually very close to completion for Swifty, so that's a very big item. But I think Blink might be more of a necessity for this year. I'm surprised they didn't go for Blink first instead of the Desolator in this game, to be honest.
I do feel like there's one argument for just trying to split push and not really defend these towers and stuff like that, but I do think that one of these heroes is going to need to be fighting and making space. I guess Morphling and Bristle aren't doing too badly. They could fight, you know, the Morphling and Bristle, and then make the TA will just like farm Ancients and stuff and get huge, because it depends on just how they want to execute the game. I think this is fair. I think this is a decent, as long as the Morph and the Bristle look to fight and provide that space for the TA.
I think if this TA dies, this game, I don't think it ends, but it gets significantly harder for Signify, just because one death of hers is going to put her back pretty far.
Definitely killable this game too. Definitely killable. There's a lot of peel for the refraction. There's the Lina hitting really fast, all of her spells.
Ajit has found Negi. They're gonna battle hunger him. Ajit needs to be careful. Negi is gonna get tanky. He's very tanky. Even with like, they could still kill him with a call. They need some spins.
Oh, with the call for sure.
Laguna, he actually hit him in the back, I think. He didn't do it fast enough, and Negi's just going to be home. Alice just came on cooldown, too.
I think he barely would have gotten that dunk. It went right over that the dunk marker.
Yeah.
He
Unfortunately.
would have to have preemptively done it though.
It's
Oh,
so
Morphling
tough
gets
to
a
kill
tower.
this freaking bristleback. Yeah, Morphling did get the tier 1, but now Mr. Kral's dead, so Gabby will trade. He was getting farm mid, and then he goes bottom, gets a kill for Gabby. Gabby is snowballing for sure, and he needs to in this game against this TA. They might actually kill Skylark here. He's getting close to his blink. He does have call. That was a little aggressive for Blizzard. But
he has no dunk though.
Yeah, and also that's the big issue. If he had dunk, maybe he gets the kill, but probably not. Cold Embrace comes out though.
Dunk a creep.
Call comes in, but yeah, Skylark's dead. Blizzard is fighting. I'm surprised he's doing so.
I think he kind of has to.
Yeah.
He has to play the aggressor. You can't have TA and him farming. There won't be enough space on the map. They'll take all the tier 1s, and then neither of them will be able to farm.
Gabby was going for Hood, decided not to. He's going to go into Bloodstone now. He's a giant wave bottom. I think they're just going to take this tower, but Ajit's dead, it looks like. LSA hits. They have the Cold Embrace, which is really good, but there's nobody here to help him out, so he'll die.
He's so squishy.
That's 2 of your cores dying in the last minute of the fight. And yeah, they're gonna lose their tier 1 bottom, but still, I think you're pretty okay with that if you're Signify.
Oh, for sure. The only problem is Gabby with the Vanguard, just with the item progression he has right now. It's really hard to kill him with even the Templar Assassin Desolator.
Yep.
They're gonna need Slardar and TA and probably Morphling.
It's a good thing this is a Shadow Demon who is worth literally nothing at this point in the game, because otherwise this would be a problem.
Yeah.
But they trade tier 1s, plus they get the advantage of the kills for Signify. They really need the Blink Dagger from Skylark, and even that item I'm not sure is going to be enough for them to win fight and win the game, to be honest.
I think it's a pretty big deal. It counters the Bristle. You can blink on the TA, peels Refraction off with the Battle Hunger in the call. And then Morph, obviously, we talked about the counter. I think that honestly, when we see that blink come out, we'll see Clutch Gamers making a lot of plays.
Gabby jumps into the pit, but they all get out in time. Good news for Signify. Bad news for Clutch Gamers. Blink is up for Axe. They're going to smoke with it. Vision-wise, there's no vision for the Radiant. They have no idea this is coming. And this is a very important kill. If they can find Morphling or TA, this is huge if they can.
Yeah, this is...
They don't want to get Mr. Kral. Oh, Mr. Kral's going to break the smoke, isn't he? Oh, that's so tilting. Is he going to break it? He didn't break it! Oh, my God. Oh, he actually got the attribute shift off. Are you kidding me? How did he get that? He's going to die still, but that is an insane... I don't know how that happened. But Mr. Kral's not going to die as well. Here comes the TA. Ajit is in trouble. They need a Cold Embrace. They need a Winter's Curse. They can't get it off in time. Axe gets in, but this call might not be enough. In fact,
Gabby's coming in, though.
They're going to have Gabby, but he's going to take a lot of damage here. They need to be very careful with how they approach this next fight.
He has no stacks of reactive.
Yoel's dead, it looks like. They want to chase...
Gotta be careful, actually.
Negi is killing Gabby. Gabby actually has no TP. Good call, though. It's not going to be enough. Gabby's dead, it looks like. Timber Chain, maybe not. Signify seem very strong right now. Even with no Morphling, they are winning this fight handedly. A double kill for Swifty. Now with a mega kill spree. Gabby, if he dies, this game might just end, to be honest.
There's no way he dies to just Slardar here, right?
Maybe. He has amp damage up, and not enough.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Very important that Gabby doesn't die there, but this is... I'm very worried for Clutch Gamers in this particular game, because I think that is a very... They kill Morphling, which is really important, but they have no way of dealing with TA. They have no way of dealing with the Bristleback at this point in the game currently.
Yeah. I talked about the Axe having played against the Bristle before. Or sorry, the Timber having played against the Bristle in order to have won the matchup like that. But Bristle clearly also understands the Timbersaw matchup too, because you could see that he was just chasing with the Viscous Nasal Goo and not hitting at all, just going for the quills. And it actually almost ended up killing Gabby there, zoning completely out of that fight.
Yep.
And if he played that any other way, Gabby is nowhere near as scared in that situation. And he fights, and it's goes horribly wrong for Signify. So Bristle is like incredibly skilled at this matchup too, clearly, which is why he wasn't doing incredibly poorly. A lot of the times this matchup will just be a total stomp, Timber versus Bristle. You know, one way or the other.
They were trying to find the Morphling top, and they went on an illusion instead of the actual hero, and they chose poorly in that regard.
That's a rip.
They would have killed him otherwise. So,
look how farmed this Axe is going to get with this Ancient stack now.
Demonic Purge on the Boombox. He's going to have to hunt her in the night with Darkness. but doesn't actually end up getting over the cliff. Although he's fine, they think that the rest of the team is behind him, which they are currently not. To be honest, Jenkins, I actually have no idea how you win this game for Clutch Gamers. I really don't think, like, I don't know what their win condition is.
Just this issue of not snowballing when they have these snowball heroes. Like, that's the bottom line. They're dealing with a lineup that's just far better in the late game.
Yes, I agree completely.
All Signify needs to do is not completely screw up, and the game is just take fights in the late game.
I'm not sure why Clutch Gamers drafted like this, to be honest. And this is really a problem for them because maybe they can kill this Bristleback.
Is Bristleback die here? No. Oh, wow, that was bad.
That's very bad. Clutch Gamers are playing pretty poorly right now, to be honest. And this is a team that they should absolutely beat. And they're right now losing to Signify pretty heavily. I know it's only a 1K lead, but this game needs to get a lot better for Clutch Gamers. Otherwise, this game gets really tough. They're diving into the tower. Aji still doesn't have Laguna. Gabby TP's in. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. In the meantime, there is a Morphling top while this is all happening. And he's saying, thank you for making space. They cannot fight into Negi. Demonic Purge comes out onto Boombox. It is not nighttime. They're going to get the call off and the silence, but there's the easy save. Mr. Krell is owning right now. Negi will take some damage. They've got the Battle Hunger. Boombox trying not to die. In the meantime, Morphling is still going to work under this Tier 2 tower. They're going to TP in Boombox. But he might just die to Blizzard if he's not careful. And Clutch Gamers, again, Boom ID, you have to assume they're going to 2-0 and win their series against Detonator.
Yeah, they're so close to potentially just going straight to the LAN. Like, this is...
Yep.
I almost feel like there's a bit of pressure that's getting to them. I mean, like, look at Skylark. Look how he blinks there. If that's not some sort of pressure, I don't know what is. I mean, I've been there where it's like you're so close, and then it starts slipping away, and it's just like, oh, it's slipping away, and then it's all you can think about. And even if it's not something that's conscious, it's going to affect you. You know, just the fact that they're so close to the top of this group, and they just go to a LAN.
Yeah, it's a little stressful for them.
And then to have it slip away when they're like supposed to win. You know, this is a 0-4-2 team, a team that has only lost and tied. Not that Signify is bad by any means, but Clutch Gamers is just amazing, you know?
Gabby is going to get run down. Demonic Purge, he has to deny himself. That's his Bloodstone that literally just came out, and that is critical. Very big kill for Signify. They have the blink under the slaughter, of course.
9 charges now.
Yeah.
That's not good.
This is quite the game for Signify. You were right. They really just have to play correctly, and if they do, they're just going to win the game. Even with against the Winter Wyvern, it's not a big issue. In fact, Yol might be dead. He has to run away with the Arctic Burn, and he will do so, but he's going to get kind of chased down by Negi. Blizzard will secure the Tier 1 tower. I mean, this is even without, like, Aegis or anything, and they're still winning these fights. Swifty's about to come in with Blink, Deso, and a Dragonlance. Hurricane Pike, I'm sure, will be done pretty soon.
And Slardar has a Blink, too. This is scary. This is really, really scary.
This game could just spiral out of control right here if they don't take a good fight. Boombox, Mr. Crowell will be spotted. Good call on the 2. Blizzard, nice call. But where's the damage? They don't have it. They're still looking for him. He's going to attribute shift. Winter's Curse comes out. LSA not really well timed, although Bristleback is taking a lot of damage. And Yules will come out. They're not going to try to fight this, I don't think. They're coming over with the TA. They want to try to stay spread out, and they're going to do so. Axe is in trouble. He's dead. They do get Negi, though, and now Swifty. He needs to not die. LSA, uh-oh, this is a problem. They have Laguna Blade, but he gets crushed! The Cold Embrace, but Swifty's about to fall, and he will! They're throwing the game away. Signify will lose no chance as well. Oh, that's a mega kill. Wicked 6 free even taken by Gabby, and now Blizzard is getting chased down. Hunter in the night. It might not save him. He's in trouble getting chased by Gabby. He's going to try to wave him away. They get off a good disruption. Now Mr. Crowell will have to die instead. Do they want to dive this? Blizzard is back at his Tier 2 tower. Gabby, very tanky. Those Bloodstorm charges that he just lost, he gains right back. How does it happen that way, Jenkins? I have no idea.
Oh, a bit of a miscommunication. If they wanted to fight there or back, that axe call was just beautiful.
Yep.
It got the morph right. He was almost dead.
Oh, Morphling call. Chakram. They don't even need the dunk. He is 100% dead. And Skylark, this is even without his blade mail. Gabby is owning right now.
Skylark is owning. That's like 2 calls in a row that were super game winning, and it's even more impressive when it looked like things were a bit shaky for him with a couple of the earlier calls and just kind of getting his composure back. That's kind of hard to do. Like that's not an easy thing to do. To be like, okay, I made a couple of mistakes. I'm gonna turn around and play godlike for the next 2 minutes.
And now they're just running at the enemy team. Mr. Crowell forced to disrupt and try to run, but he's getting run at. Chakram will barely hit, and he's donezo. The Spirit Vessel will certainly bring him down along with the Void. They'll deal with the illusions of that disruption. And
now I almost feel like this momentum that they have is just it's going to be really hard to stop. And I don't just mean like the heroes, the gold. I mean like psychologically the momentum. Like clearly with how they're playing, they're very confident at this point.
Yep. I agree.
And I think there was a moment of weakness that we saw there, and it's no longer there. They don't feel weak. They feel strong.
They
and
know
that's exactly how they need to feel if they're going to play a snowballing lineup like this.
I mean, they're getting all their items.
The
They have now the Blade Mail coming up for the Axe, which is even bigger, and considering how much damage the Morphling actually does. They have the Lotus Orb coming for the Timber Saw, which means that he's going to have, a way to deal with the amplified damage.
And every Blade Mail hit on the TA, I believe, takes off the refraction. Either it goes through the refraction or it takes off the refraction. In either case, that's good. I'm pretty sure it takes off the refraction.
Yeah, I don't think it goes through it. I'm pretty sure.
There's some things that do, like Orb of Venom. Orb of Venom goes through it. It's strange.
It's weird
I'm 99% sure though that the Blade Mail ticks do not go through, but it'll take off the refraction, which is insane. And then obviously, if the TA hits herself once or twice with the Blade Mail, she'll die.
Yeah, she will almost
That's all it takes.
And Morphling 2, a lot of these heroes are going to be very squishy. Oh, they just smoked on a ward. That was not the play. Swifty should back up, and he's probably going to blink here in a moment. Yep, there he goes. Okay, well, that sucks for Clutch Gamers, but still a smart play for Signify to have this ward here in the first place from that last fight. And this will give more room for Blizzard Top to just push in and try to get to that Ethereal Blade, which is actually a really good item this game, too, when you think about it, in terms of going up
I'm really glad that we see like Morphling pushing top, just going for his items, because they were bleeding, like they were hemorrhaging, like they really need to. If they just cut their losses earlier in this game and they didn't just feed, what was that, 10 kills in a row or something like that?
Oh my god, this Morphling might actually die. He has no idea there's a ward here. It's about to expire in 4 seconds. He's dead. He's actually dead. That's insane.
Literally dead.
Oh my god. They're probably like, why is there a ward there? I would be so tilted if I were them. There's not a tinker in this game. I know like the Morphling split pushing, but why would you ward there? It's crazy that they did, and I'm glad they did because it was really cool. But
that's like a very Morphling place to go. Actually, I think that's.
I guess yeah. It's a very heads up play from Clutch Gamers, but I'm still tilted if I'm that Morphling. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm definitely tilted too. But then again, I'm probably like. I feel like if you're playing against a bunch of Morphlings that are constantly split pushing you with their 10 billion damage and unkillability, you're just like, all right, let's just preemptively ward this, so he's not doing that.
Uh-oh. Our courier dies, but good news is that the Lotus Orb was delivered before it does die. Why Lotus Orb, by the way, for Gabby? I'm wondering why.
It takes off the Slardar amplification.
That's what I thought. I thought is that really the only reason though is the issue? This is kind of what I'm thinking, but I guess it makes sense. It's a very good ability.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of single target. I mean, there's almost only single target. The thing is, like, I mean, you could have Bristle, like, Viscous Nasal Goo himself. TA, not really anything, but Morph, lots of single target. Slardar, lots of single target. Shadow Demon, lots of single target, so. And lots of purgeable stuff, too. Really, it's the Slardar amplification. That's typically considered to be a Timbersaw counter, because you can just kill him through the
reactive, yeah.
Through the reactive, and put him to that kind of threshold where he doesn't heal fast enough, and you can actually kill him. He's not unkillable. There's just a threshold that you have to pass, and the Lotus negates that.
Blizzard is almost dead. Looks like he barely survives. Ajit just didn't have enough damage. He was one level away from having his level 3 Laguna Blade, and then he almost certainly dies. Good effort, though. The only thing he wastes there is mana and a 60-second cooldown, which is whatever. They're going to try to go Roche. I'm very surprised by this. TA doesn't have BKB yet, which is really important against this, the Timbersaw. This is going to be a very slow Roche. I don't know if this is the best idea.
It's pretty damn slow.
Actually, Ajit does a lot of damage. I don't know. This is doable.
It's still kind of slow. Well, Gabby has the 100 damage talent.
Oh
no, he doesn't. No, he's got that. He's got the reactive armor stacks.
He didn't actually go for the damage talent. Wow, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
They're baiting us. I don't think, like, Signify are clearly not trying to contest this, and I'm surprised that Clutch Gamers are not trying to take this more proactively.
They just don't have any vision of them, so they're assuming. There's no vision at all. Does this ward see? Okay, so now they see the Morphling, so now they'll be way more comfortable.
Yeah, Aji's this will die. They have a medallion, so this actually goes. I mean, it's still really slow. You're right, but they do end up getting it. And I thought that, you know, you look at Signify, that is a very Roche type of team for Signify, and they were not able to get the first stages, which I think is really paramount for Clutch Gamers that they were able to actually take that away from them.
Oh, for sure, because if they get an Aegis on Signify, this game looks completely different. Even at this point, there's arguably not enough damage on Clutch Gamers to also denying Clutch Gamers that Aegis is super important, because if they were to do it, but they didn't.
Call comes on to Blizzard. Skylark needs to be careful. Disruption
They're
save.
split.
Blizzard is taking a lot of damage. He has to run. They have a Void. He's got a TP. I don't think there's any way they can stop him from TPing. Especially it being daytime as well. Ajit is running. They actually might chase after Swifty.
He's a fast
Arctic
boy.
Burn. He's going to force himself up. Ajit's still very speedy, though, with Shadow Blade. The Arctic Burn hits on Swifty. He's in trouble. And they get the Winter's Curse off. Good crush, but no chances here alone. I think Swifty's dead. Oh, good blink. Maybe not.
Didn't get the duels off.
Ajit might dive this. It looks like he's going to. He decides not to. I'll say not going to go. Instead, they're going to kill the Slaughter, which is fine. That could have been a very big kill because that stops him from getting to his BKB, which he's getting a little close to. Once he gets BKB, that kill gets a lot harder for Clutch Gamers. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even with Call.
They basically just have the axe.
Yep.
To deal with the TA.
So,
I suppose Winter's Curse, but I don't know how much you want the Winter's Curse to TA.
It depends on what the fight is looking like. If you can get a curse off where the TA blows somebody up, or somebody blows up the TA, then it's perfect, but that's a lot harder.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. She has Refraction.
They need a gem for Clutch Gamers right now, by the way. They really do. They're running on top of these side traps, and it's giving them so much vision. Like, they 100% need a gem for this Boombox Night
They're also just playing like a kind of snowbally lineup, and they have map control, and it's to the point where they're getting outmaneuvered, or maybe not outmaneuvered around the map, but they're kind of getting yo-yoed around, and that's usually when you want to pick up a gem, because you know that you can survive with the gem. The only reason the enemy team has any control of the map is because they're just avoiding you. It's Rat Dota. It's typical Rat Dota.
I'm surprised they're not going to buy one. Like, Night Stalker probably is the one that wants to buy the gem, but he's not that close. He wants to buy his Crimson Guard, which makes sense. You know, you could buy it on the Axe, but he also wants to buy Shadow Blade. And obviously, Yoel's never going to get the money.
Wyvern will probably buy it. I mean, he's got 90 gold per minute.
He's more farmed than I thought he was going to be. He does have the 90 GPM talent, yeah.
So he'll get it. I think he'll probably see him picking that up soon.
Just have him farm the jungle for a while, get him some CS, get the gem.
Although he sent out a sentry, so maybe not looking to be a little scared. Because the thing is, if they do lose that gem, then you have the opposite problem, where you have this like snowballing lineup, and you can't get a gem when you really want one, you know. And the enemy team can limit your map control with the gem. And all of a sudden, oh no, we have this snowball lineup that can't snowball. Look at this morph slow pushing.
Yeah, this is an issue. And I'm worried that these BKBs are going to come up, and this is going to be Clutch Gamers missing their window of timing. For Signify, they're playing kind of how they need to play. You know, they have to do this. This is a smart play for them.
Yeah, for sure. I like this. I like this a lot better than just fighting.
Oh, here we go. Call. They found the Shadow Demon. He's
back.
He's dead. And they're going to find more. Negi has to run. They still have Winter's Curse. They get off the crush. Lotus Orb keeping him alive for now. Yoel's still going to use his Cold Embrace. They have the curse, but he can't get it off, I don't think. It's still, they're kind of winning the engagement, though. Although, maybe not. Night Stalker's dead. It's a double kill for Negi, double kill for Skylark. They don't have their Lina here, and they missed the call. I thought that was going to go way better for Clutch Gamers, but surprisingly enough, very good initiation. The crush from the Slaughter to kill the Wyvern was very important in that fight.
Yeah. I like Signify trying to take that fight though when the Lina's back, because that's the Aegis carrier and arguably the most. I mean, Timber's pretty important, obviously,
has a Hex
but
already? Oh my god,
he's more tanky. But yeah, that Hex will help a lot actually. That's a morph killer right there.
And also they'll build into Silver Edge here. I think for Lina's X item, I'd be surprised if she didn't, because Silver Edge is really good against this Bristleback. Like, makes him very well, not squishy, but it makes him a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, that's definitely like a must-have item against Bristle. Even if you just want to get it as like one of your last items, you just eventually somebody needs a even if he's not a problem, it's like you may as well just it turns him into a killable hero from
Yeah.
like an unkillable one, you know. So you may as well, even if it's not like completely necessary, if he's not completely dominating.
Uh-oh, Swifty. LSA, that's not the target they wanted. And actually, that's just the Aegis, so it's not that bad. Gabby is running in. Skylark has his blink back in 8. They have call up, of course. Ajit needs to be very careful. He's probably dead, actually. He's very squishy. He kind of needs a BKB or something to deal with all these heroes running at him. Skylark getting run at. This is a pretty good fight. They do have Curse. They're not using it yet. Now they're going to. Buyback coming in from... ooh, good call.
Ooh, nice call.
Good call, but is the damage there? It is going to be. Swifty's dead. He had his BKB.
80 seconds?
He actually did not use his BKB in that fight. That's huge. Negi's going to be next, it looks like. Good jump in from No Chance. Oh, the huge cold embrace from Yol. Negi should survive, it looks like. He's going to get back up to the high ground. In the meantime, Boombox is bottom. Okay, maybe he won't survive. Battle Hunger, not enough. They kill Yol. Timbersaw needs to run. Blizzard is going to try to chase. Misses the Timber
he
Chain.
missed.
They need to kill somebody. They have the Corrosive Phase onto Skylark. Gabby's going to try to run. This is such a weird fight. Demonic Verge onto Skylark. They're going to try to turn and get both of these kills. Even though they lost Swifty, this actually could be really good if they can get either of these pickups, but they actually are still struggling to find Skylark. They do finally get him, but not before he buys bots, so. Okay, I mean, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, losing Swifty's bad, but they killed the Lina, they killed the Axe. That's pretty big. You know, they actually got 1,100 gold out of that fight, most of which went to Negi. They still have no way of dealing with this Bristleback. They desperately need a Silver Edge on one of these heroes at this point in the game.
They really do. Lena's actually going for a Ghost Scepter.
Yol was doing the same thing, and he's actually not buying a gem for that specific reason. I really think they do need a gem at some point, but I guess these items are just bigger. Crimson Guard, Ghost Scepters, just bigger items currently.
I think at this point, they're less so in that kind of keep the enemy team in their base sort of situation.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Maybe they wait until the next Roche falls until they get that gem, and then nighttime as well.
That's probably a good choice for them, you know. Timbersaw also almost has a Shiva's Guard, so, I mean, they're still getting really good items for clutch gamers, where Signify are getting the items that they need to get to hang on in this game, essentially. Speaking of a gem, Shadow Demon will buy one for Signify, which I think is a really good choice. Swifty might be dead. No, he's fine.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Do you kind of feel like this morph should have had a bigger impact up until this point?
Oh, no, Swifty. Good crush counter initiation. They need to keep Swifty alive. He will BKB. That's a 10-second BKB now. Skylark's going to get cold embraced, and they're going to turn. No Chance is in trouble. He's going to get hexed up, and he's probably dead. This is a dieback for him if he does go down. The Laguna Blade, the Battle Hunger, he's not dead yet. They get off the Winter's Curse, but it's on Negi, and he doesn't take any damage. And it does keep them back. No Chance will survive against that Battle Hunger. He's at 40 HP. They're going to try to dive this. Swifty, BKB's gone. Oh, No Chance. Not only that, they find the courier with the Culling Blade as well. It's a very big fight for them. Gabby, obviously very tanky, level 24. He is a couple of experience away from having the Timber Chain range, which is insane, by the way. He's 22 Bloodstone charges, Shiva's Guard, Lotus Orb. He's by far and away the biggest net worth hero into the game. A 10k lead for Clutch Gamers. It's not over yet. The Vision, though, will be dewarded by Negi. They still have that Shadow Demon gem, I believe. Did they lose it? Yeah, it's on TA. Okay. I don't know if you want to push this for Clutch Gamers. Just wait for the next Roche. It's going to be up in...
They don't really have any pushing heroes, especially without the Timbersaw damage. Timbersaw's decent at pushing if you go for the damage.
You didn't go for the damage, which I thought was... A lot of people don't like the extra reactive armor stacks because you generally don't get to that anyway.
You don't get to it, yeah. So it's like, what's the point?
I think it was maybe not the best idea for him to go for it, but
if it worked in the way where like you have 20 stacks and then it refreshes when you get that 21st stack, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. Like each stack is individually timed, so you need 25 things to be hitting you within that window. Like that's just and the window doesn't increase when you get that talent. The window's still the same, and the window's the problem.
Yeah.
Like the window's perfectly timed that you can basically, if creeps are hitting you, you'll be at 20.
Wow.
Towers and like a creep or something like that.
Here we go. Big fight might be coming in for Signify. They have Vision on the high ground. They're going to look for the crush. Gabby, he's very tanky, but they might be able to bring him down. The Lotus Orb will come. He's going to pop the Shivas. He can't get to the high ground. They're looking for a call, but the disruption comes out at the perfect time. There's the Hex, though. Skylark does get the call up. They get the Laguna Blade. That's going to kill one, but it's just the Shadow Demon at this point. BKB's going to be popped. Blizzard's trying to man-fight Skylark, which, you know, he's not killing him, but they are going to be able to chase him down now. On the other side of the fight is split. The Curse comes out. Swifty's BKB, though, which means that actually No Chance is going to survive. Signify, Swifty, still going to work. Now Yol's going to fall as well. Very good fight so far for Signify that you might need to back up if you're Clutch Gamers at this point, although Negi getting a little low. The Shiva's Guard will come out. Still very tanky. Ajit thinking about coming back in, but he's going to get the Hex off onto Swifty. He needs to run. Blizzard and all of them are going to do a lot of damage here. Gabby's still being the frontline tank. No-Chun's coming back and looking for this kill on a Boombox. They don't have buybacks. Now the Hunter in the night will keep him alive, and actually the low ground miss also keeps him alive. Very big fight for Signify, taking those 2 kills. They actually get 1,000 gold, 700 of which goes to the Morphling. Now the Morphling is feeling strong. Unfortunately for them, Roche is not going to be up for another 59 seconds, so they won't be able to get anything with this, but still a very good fight for them at this point.
Morph definitely felt stronger in that engagement than I feel like he's felt in the other ones.
Ajit needs a way to survive, by the way.
He needs a way to survive, and I think he also needs to be there when the Slardar stuns somebody. Like, he needs to be blowing somebody up. And honestly, it can't be the Timber. They do not have the damage to kill the Timber right now without the Morphling picking up, like, an Ethereal Blade or having everybody surrounding the Timber, like something like that.
Please buy a gem and put it on this Timber Saw or somebody. I think they're actually just going to...
Nightstalker's getting a gem next.
Here we go. Boombox is going to find no chance, but this is going to be a tough kill. Lotus Orb will come out. They're going to Hex up the Bristleback. They really want to kill the Slardar first, but they can't. Swifty runs in. Like, they just don't have enough damage if they're not in position. Now wrapping in from behind is Blizzard. Around. This is a very tricky fight here for Clutch Gamers. Winter's Curse is back up. Blizzard is going to be spotted. Ghost Scepter comes in. Of course, he doesn't have Ethereal Blade. One of the games that Morphling doesn't go Ethereal Blade, which is rather interesting. There's the gem. Okay. Now things might get a little easier for Clutch Gamers. I think Skylark can die. Maybe give it to Boombox, actually. He's very tanky. He has like 3k HP. Wow, that's insane. He's actually tankier than this freaking Axes.
He's higher level too, actually.
Called. Blizzard has been found. They've got the Blade Mail. He's in trouble. Yule Scepter coming out. Ajit is getting run down by Swifty. They've killed Yule. Very good fight so far again. They've already lost Ajit. It's 2 dead. You need to back your Clutch Gamers now. Signify starting to press forward and take their advantage back from the early game. And now Roche is up, and they'll be able to head into the pit and take this very quickly. And taking a fight is going to be tricky here.
That was another one of those Yules. Oh, Ajit buys back, actually, speaking of Yules.
Where's the gem? Does Skylark have it? Who has the gem? Did they lose it?
It's on the courier.
Still?
It's on the courier, yeah.
Shadow Demon is dead. He will buy back immediately. The gem is actually on the courier. Are you kidding? Nobody has the gem.
They definitely need to...
Bring that out, yes.
They definitely need to use that. Look at the vision. Look at the vision from the Radiant that they shouldn't have. In just the perfect
All right,
spot.
now they're ferrying it out now. Okay. They're like, where's the gem? Why are we not dewarding here? And now they're realizing it.
Yeah.
This is very dangerous. One lost fight for Clutch Gamers, especially with Ajit dying. I don't know if it'll lose you the game, but it is very tricky. Negi's going to run in. Ajit doesn't have his BKB because he did buy back. They do a lot of damage, of course. And here they go. They're going to smoke. There is vision. They have a side trap. I don't know if they did see the smoke, though.
They really need to ignore the Timber in these fights, man. I feel...
Mr. Krell, they're going to find the Shadow Demon, and he's dead, and that's a dieback. And now they can fight. Swifty needs to BKB, and he will. Gabby's trying to man fight. In the meantime, Yule's been found. That's your Wyvern dead. They bashed him up and killed him. No Chance, however, is going to get chased down, too. Gabby's just the front liner. There's no way they can kill him, and No Chance is dead. Ajit needs to do this the rest of the game. Sit in the back lines. That's the gem. They walked right over it, too. I don't know if they knew that it was there. Call comes out. They found Negi. Do they have Laguna? Yes, they do, and that is Negi dead as well. That is a very big fight for Clutch Gamers, and Gabby is now godlike, and they don't know that the gem is still over here. That is unbelievable. They walked right over it. That would have been huge, but they're going to get it back almost certainly. Blizzard will probably walk up and get it, or the courier will send it out.
Although I guess if you're Signify, you probably assume that they took the gem.
I don't know, man. I would check the area anyways, honestly. I would ping if I'm the Slardar. I just say, listen, I died here. I don't think they got the gem. Go check it. Oh, that's a DD for Ajit. Oh my god. And now he's well on his way to his BKB. So that buyback earlier actually was worth it. I thought it might not have been, but they ended up finding the kills. So very big stuff. By the way, quick update. Boom ID did win the first game against Detonator. So the onus is on Clutch Gamers, essentially, at this point of the game.
Yeah. Well, it's looking pretty good for them.
Swifty, good blink. They're still chasing. He's going to force his way out, and they're not going to chase any further. They think he TP'd.
He's crouching.
He's a crouching tiger, a hidden dragon.
There's like nobody he can kill in this game other than Wyvern. Wyvern and Lina. That's it,
If the Wyvern gets his Ghost Scepter off, he's going to live.
Yeah. Oh, man.
She's trying to go Daedalus. I guess she does need damage to kill Gabby, who, by the way, has Zags now.
I almost think like a Bloodthorn Nullifier would be
super good. I agree. Yeah, it would be nice.
That's like one way you could actually kill the Timber Saw at some point. Although I do think they want to probably ignore the Timber, try to disable him. But with that Aghanim Scepter on Timber, he actually does a significant amount of damage. It's not like without the Ags where you can kind of just ignore him, and sure, he'll do a decent amount of damage, mostly to your strength heroes. But with that Aghanim Scepter, it's like he does carry amounts of damage.
Lina is buying an AC, which is good because you get armor, but the amount of armor reduction they have and the amount of physical damage they do, I'm not sure AC is actually going to be that effective, to be honest.
I think it's for killing buildings. I think they're struggling with taking buildings, ending the game.
All right, well.
So I can understand it. They have a DD on Lina too, speaking of taking buildings.
Gabby just wants to be the frontline tank, and boy, can he. Watch how fast this building dies if she doesn't miss. It's actually insane. This is before the AC gets here. And there it is. She needs to put her bottle away. She will. Axe looking for a blink call. Did they get the gem back, or is it still over there?
Oh, no.
They got the gem back.
Oh, man.
I think they got
Top lane. Morphling and Slardar set up a nice play on the Night Stalker, actually. Speaking of setting up, on the bottom lane.
Nah, they're going to back up.
They're okay, they're all back. That probably would have been a good time to initiate, though, because they know the Night Stalker is top.
Okay, so Clutch Gamers, they have a 13k lead. The game is not over. They haven't taken racks yet. They've already taken a tier 2, which is really nice, but one lost team fight can give a lot of gold back to Signify. This TA, of course, can carry the game. This Morphling, of course, can carry the game. They have very good late game in that regard. But, I don't know. I'm not sure how you approach these next few fights. It's going to be tricky.
Morph almost has his Ethereal Blade. That'll be a lot... It'll be a lot easier to approach these fights because the Winter's Curse won't just... Or, sorry, not the Winter's Curse. The Cold Embrace won't just save somebody, like... Or... What? How long? What's the duration? Did he go for the? I know he doesn't have the Cold Embrace cooldown yet, but that's a lot of time. People are being just completely saved by all of the damage coming from Signify with the Cold Embrace, and the Ethereal Blade is, somebody be 60% HP, he'll kill them with the Ethereal Blade and Adaptive Strike combo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big item for sure.
It also gives them a lot of agility for right clicks, and that's usually not that great on Morphling. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool, but with the Slardar, it's amplified even more in the TA armor reduction and stuff, and the Shadow Demon actually.
Remember, they got the gem back, although they're about to lose it again. And this time they should see it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? How do you not see that? Oh my god, that is so tilting.
Oh my god.
Somebody run over there. Boombox. Literally just go bottom. It's right there.
It's just out of vision of the ward.
They finally see it. They finally see it. It should have been... The courier was coming to get it, and they realized. So, no chance Slardar, and actually that's pretty big. I think people underestimate how that important that is. The unfortunate thing for Clutch Gamers is there's no wave bottom. But there is a wave pushing in top, which might mean that this is going to stay unbackdoor protected for a while. The Glyph will come, and that might be enough for them to reset backdoor protection. It should be...
Mid is coming in. Mid's coming in.
Oh, yeah. Backdoor protection will maybe come for a second and then go away. Now, yeah, it's just gone. This Rack's gone, looks like.
He can't fight without the Slardar. He's all of the stun.
He's
literally
now,
like the only disable that Signify really have. So.
All right. Well, one Rack's.
I like that they opted not to fight there.
It's not the end of the world for one Rack. So you can easily defend with TA and Morphling and all that stuff.
17k gold lead is quite a lot.
Look at Clutch. It is. Don't get me wrong. Clutch Gamers looking for some sort of initiation down bottom. They're not going to find it, not yet anyway.
Okay, TA picked up the Bloodthorn. I really like that. I think they completely lack Disable right now. I think without the Slardar, they have no chance of killing anybody. No pun intended. But even if the Slardar hits a good stun, it's not enough. They need a little bit more. So I was going to say Orchid is really good, but then obviously what logically follows is going to be the Bloodthorn. So that's like super necessary in this game. Then obviously Nullifier comes next, and he'll just do the like tremendous combo.
Uh-oh. That was a very bad fight to take. So now they might lose the gem. Ajit's dead too. Okay, they actually don't have buyback on Lina. They actually might have just thrown the game by doing that.
That was Lina's entire HP pool.
Dude, they literally Gabby TP's top, and I'm sure the one thing he's telling them is don't fight, I'm top, I can't come, and they did it. I'm almost positive. They're going to run down mid, try to force buyback, which doesn't exist, realize that it doesn't exist, and try to take a fight, which they'll probably end up winning because they don't have Lena, which is a lot of their damage.
A minute and a half. They have a minute and a half with all this minus armor and
nobody's splitting the nobody's farming top, nobody's farming bottom. They're not pushing and threatening a building or anything.
Oh, Lena has buyback. Lena has buyback.
She just got it. All right. Okay, that's. But the problem is she won't have BKB when she does buyback. She would really like to not have to buyback here, but she might have to. That is one way to lose the game, is to not have buyback when you die and be dead for 120 seconds. But she does have it now. I don't even think they can force it, and they realize it very quickly, which is really sad.
It's quite hard to push into Timbersaw, honestly. He just, at any point in the game, he one-hits the waves with the double chakram, and he doesn't have to commit at all his body to it.
You know, it almost feels like they need an A on disc on some of these heroes, like Lena especially. Blizzard's been called. Blizzard is dead, almost certainly. Skylark does a million damage, apparently. That was insane. I guess he got a huge wave.
1,334 health at 47 minutes, and then you do 340 damage.
He needs a Scotty.
He basically 3 hits himself to Axe. Yeah, that seems about right.
This is like, usually with Morphling builds, you have Scotty already, but because he had to go BKB and Manta, like, he doesn't have that HP pool that he would have survived maybe had he had that.
Arguably even like Satanic.
Yeah, I think that's fine too. He needs something, clearly. And he doesn't want to have to buy back here, but he might have to. Ajit needs to be a little careful in his positioning. He is alive. He is not here currently, but he's going to come, and I'm sure try to take down buildings. In the meantime, they're going to look for some sort of initiation with Skylark bottom. They're going to run and look for call. He might actually find it. Swifty would be a good start. Oh my god, that would have been a dank 3-man call right there if he could have gotten it. But they have the side trap drop down, so they have the vision. They can also cancel the blink. Tier 3 is finally going to die. Ajit's going to run up and just hit it once and get the tower for literally nothing. And now the Rax is in trouble too. There's no glyph. They have buyback on Morphling, but I think they're thinking if they buy back, then they might just lose the game. I don't know. 2 sets of Rax is really bad. Losing 1 set of Rax is fine. Losing 2 sets of Rax, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, and it's on the Rax. It's in the middle lane and the bottom lane, which is even worse because that's the opposite side of the map that Roshan is going to be. So if people are showing down there, then, or if they're constantly dealing with those lanes shoving in, they're going to be as far away from the Roche pit as possible.
Yep.
Like, if they want to push out this bot lane, what are they going to go out to here? That's the opposite of where Roche pit is. It's over here. You know, that's not all right.
Which, speaking of which, Roche is up, by the way. Also,
that's a refresher shard Roche too.
Timbersaw is 6 slotted, and he's not a hero that buys mood shard. So I don't know what he buys. He's gonna get a Dagon.
He's gonna get Dagon. I like it. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's like Dagon or Sheepstick. Sell the boots. Just put the boots in the backpack. Use them as like a TP.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
I think that's good.
Timbersaw is a problem, even with BKBs. And their BKBs are getting lower duration, too. 6 seconds for the TA. Morphling, I don't even know if he's used it yet. Okay, yeah, this is down to 7. Heart of Taras for the Bristleback. That's fine. Their job for Clutch Gamers is literally to not hit him anyway until they get a Silver Edge, so... Which, of course, they're not anywhere near. Unless the Axe Ball knows, which he didn't. They could have taken Roche had they known it was up, which is unfortunate. Clutch Gamers will check now with Yol.
Damn, Axe has 6,300 gold. What is he waiting to buy?
I have no idea. I guess a BKB plus buyback, which he has enough for both.
He could have that.
Yeah.
For like 1,000 gold. Get a rapier. Man up.
That is a surefire way to lose this game.
That was toxic masculinity of me.
Yeah, if you're ever in a pub game, don't actually do that.
Tell people to man up.
No.
Get a
like
rapier?
I'm trying to talk to the general audience. Don't listen to Jenkins.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here's a big smoke. And does the Alita have buyback? She needs 18 gold. Now 25. It keeps going up. Darkness will come. They have the side trap, and I think they know that there are people over here. They're pinging wildly. They're going to try to chase after Swifty, but they don't have vision onto Timber, so... they have found Negi. Behind is going to be no chance looking for a stun, but he's now separated from the fight. They have a ward that's going to spot out some of these heroes. Gabby's going to run in. They'll find an illusion. That's not the target they want. They know it's an illusion, actually. They find the Radiant Courier with Boombox. They know that they're behind them now. They have to run and try to get back to no chance. Mr. Krall is in some trouble. They need to silence. They use it on an egg. Instead, Mr. Krall is almost certainly dead. They Demonic Purge Gabby, or Boombox. It does nothing. Shadow Demon buys back. Good call from Skylark onto 2, but actually not really doing any damage. They blow up the Morphling. He has no buyback. They Winter's Curse. That's going to be the TA maybe in some trouble here. Negi doing some damage. Chakram. Swifty has no BKB.
Oh
Ultra
my
kill
God.
for Gabby. That might be it. Negi's been caught. This Heart will not do anything. Swifty's going to buy back, but he can't get there in time. He just has to defend. They're going to find a Rampage for Gabby. That's kind of how this game has been going. Gabby is owning at this point. He continues to own. He is a giant monster, and he continues to be one of the best players in the SEA region, and he's showing it here. And that should be close to the end of game 1, I would say, Jenkins.
Yeah, this is like the snowball that they needed to win, to say the least. A little bit shaky, but
I am surprised the game went as well as it did for them after like the 15-minute mark or whenever it was.
They just got chain fed back into having the capability of winning very easily.
Everybody's here now. Boombox is taking damage, but they're fine, honestly. They've already killed the Shadow Demon. That's a dieback. No chance will die next, and now they're going to try to get Negi as well, which would be another dieback if they can get the kill. It's very tanky, obviously. Boombox is getting a little low. They find the Hex onto Swifty, but he's going to get back into the base in time. The Yules onto Negi will keep him out of the fight for now. Boombox trying to regen up with the Spirit Vessel. Now they're going to jump back in. Swifty wants the gem or whatever. Can't find it, though, as the Cold Embrace comes out at the perfect time. They're going to get Mega Creeps here with the last racks falling. Gabby continues to harass Negi down, and as tanky as Negi is, there's not much you can do. Morphling is back up in 60 seconds. If they can hold on for that long, maybe they can get back in and try to take a fight. I mean, they're down 36k, so it feels pretty impossible, but call comes out. There's going to be the Blade Mail. Laguda is available. That is a dead Negi. He's down for 114 seconds. That should be it. It's just going to be Morphling and TA, and it's not going to be enough, and that is GG. And so, it looked a little dicey there for Clutch Gamers, and it looked like Signify had control of this game for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Unfortunately, they cannot complete the victory, and Clutch Gamers, Gabby ends up carrying the game pretty hard for his team.
And Skylark, too, with the calls.